morning, children, and welcome to our classes today. And we are going to learn about modals. So, children, do you know what modals are? They are the auxiliary verbs that provide additional and specific meaning to the main verb of the sentence. So, they are verbs, but not the main verbs. They are the auxiliary verbs. They are used to express different shades of meanings of the main verb, the mood and the attitude of the speaker. So with this definition, it's very clear that they come along with the main verbs and they are not the main verbs, okay? But they are used to talk about the mood and attitude of the speaker. They are used to talk about the main verb. So children, we would now learn that what actually do these modals express. These modals are used to express ability or possibility of the main verb of the action. Ability or the possibility of an action and also permission to do an action or permission given to do that action. Also, they are used to request for some action. They are used to give suggestions that you need to do some action. They are used to wish for somebody. They are also used to tell the necessity of the action. They are also used to talk about the prohibition of the action. So, modals are used to express these different moods of the speaker. Now, let me take you into the galaxy of the modal family. Yes, dear children, so the sun with its planets. So, similarly, we have the modals here with may, must, will, can, should, shall, need to, have to, or has to. So these are the planets which belong to the modal verbs, modal family. Along with this, there are few more modal verbs. For example, may, might, will, would, can, could, shall, should, need to, ought to, have to, has to, and must. So children, this is the modal family and today we are going to learn in detail about these modals. Now, before we learn about the use of the modals, we need to first follow the rules. Use the modals as it is. There is no change in tenses. That means use only the base form. No past and future tense. We don't have the past tense and future tense of the modals. The exceptions are can and could, will and would, shall and should. These are the past tense forms, but they are used in expressing different ideas. Let's look at an example. She might go to sleep is an incorrect sentence. She might go to sleep is the correct sentence. Use with the base verb and not with to. So we don't have the two infinitives used along with this modals. The exceptions are some semi-modals like ought to, not, need to, and have to or has to and had to. So here the example is she must to finish her homework is an incorrect sentence because we talk about not using a to infinitive. Therefore it should be she must finish her homework. Now the third rule. Use not after modals when negative. So most of the modals you can make the negative of the modals by adding not after them. She not could play football is wrong. She could not play football is the correct sentence. Let's look at the fourth rule. Modal verbs do not add s or es to third person singular. That means you cannot write it as he can fly a rocket. This is the correct sentence, whereas you cannot write it as he can fly a rocket. So they do not add s or es to the third person. Okay, the modal verb always comes before a finite verb. So you should remember that you should write the modal before the main verb. She can dance is the correct sentence. She dance can is an incorrect sentence. The next one. A modal can be used to show ability. For example, he can play guitar shows the ability. He can't drive a car properly shows the inability. I could walk 5 kilometers at a stretch when I was a girl shows the ability when I was a child in the past tense. I am sure he'll be able to complete the work by tomorrow. Be able to can be used to show ability in the past, in the present, and also in the future tenses. For example, I am able to work. I will be able to work. I was able to work. Okay, so we can use this be able to in all the three tenses. Now, the next one. A modal can be used to show possibility or probability. So we also use modals to show the possibility of an action or probability of an action. Okay, so the dam can or could break any time. So this shows the future possibility or probability. I may finish my homework by evening. We would better call them tomorrow. They might be having their dinner now. He must be in the gymnasium now. Okay, so children, when you have learnt about the possibility or the probability of these modals, we will have to learn that these modals are used according to the shades meter to express the degree of the possibility or the modality. Okay, so the one at the bottom of this shade meter shows the lowest possibility, whereas the one on the top of the shades meter shows the highest possibility. For example, I would say it might rain, so it's the lowest possibility, followed by a higher possibility of it may rain, it could rain, it can rain, it should rain, it would rain, it will rain, it must rain, or it has to rain. So now the highest possibility of raining is expressed through the modal has to. So we need to follow this use of modals through this shades meter. Now, a modal can be used to ask or give permission. Very important. So, which modal would you choose to ask or give permission? Depends upon the person you are speaking to. Yes. So, if the person is someone respected, elderly person, yes, an unknown person you do not know, yes, or somebody formal. So, you have to use may in the formal situations. For example, may I come in, ma'am? And your teacher says, yes, you may come in and sit in your place. So, may is used for both asking and giving permission. The next example is can. Can also be used to ask or give permission, but in an informal way. You also can use it not to give permission by using its negative form. For example, Mom, can I buy some chips to have a snack? No, you can't. I will prepare snacks at home. When you have to speak very politely seeking the permission, then You can use the modal could. Ma'am, could I submit my work tomorrow? Okay. Now a model can be used to make requests too. That means when you have to request somebody, we use these models. Let's look at the examples. The girl asked the shopkeeper, could you please give me a bag? The modal verb, could. The teacher asks her students, would you please carry these books to my room? Would. Now, the modal verb can and will. Yes, she is not feeling well. Can you inform ma'am? One student tells to her friend. Will you help her to walk to the sick room? The other student asks her. So can and will, would and could are also used to make requests. A model can be used to make suggestions too. For example, here grandma is suggesting we could go to an ice cream parlor or stay at home and watch a movie. So could is used to make a suggestion. Also she suggests that if we are going to stay home, shall I set the table for dinner? Yes. So could and shall are also used to make suggestions. Shall is used when you use the first person. Should and can are also used to make suggestions. For example, you should wear a helmet. Very important, children. You can have a glass of water to feel hydrated. Yes, you need to get hydrated every time, every day. Model can be used to make a wish. Suppose it's your mother's birthday, then you would say, happy birthday mother, may you have a fantastic day. So may is used to make a wish. Now, models can be used to show necessity, compulsion, obligation and prohibition. Very important use of models. For example, must, mustn't, should and shouldn't. These are used to express necessity, compulsion, obligation and prohibition. Let's have a look at the examples, children. You must always do your homework. This is an obligation. Students must pass an entrance examination to study in this school. A necessity. You mustn't reveal where you get the information from. Prohibition. I should be at work before 8 a.m. Obligation. You should regularly exercise. Advice. Also, we use need to, needn't, have to, don't have to, ought to, ought not to. So when we use the negative of need, that is needn't, it is not followed by to. We need to confirm our reservations before Friday. Necessity. We don't need to or needn't believe in God. Absence of necessity. I have to clean my room. Compulsion. Because mother forces me to. You don't have to arrive before 8 a.m. Absence of obligation. You ought to wear a mask when you go out. A very strong recommendation. You ought not to drink so much coffee. It isn't good for you. So you are prohibited. Prohibition. Also, children, the modal verbs like could have and should have are used to talk about things which were possible in the past but due to some situations or reasons didn't happen. For example, it was such a pleasant day. We should have gone swimming. That means we did not go, but we should have gone swimming. My sister is very strong. She could have easily lifted the bag if she was not ill. So this has not happened. She could not lift the bag as she was not well. Okay, we'll move to the final part of our today's lesson, that is the homework time. So, dear children, I hope you all have understood about these models, what these modal verbs are, and according to the situation, how each model is used with its proper degree of modality. Okay, keeping all this in mind, you need to complete the exercises in your grammar textbook for this chapter. So, children, I wish you all had a good learning. Thank you.